What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Good to see you here. Even when it's hard, even when it's not the easiest, you're here. And that's what matters, guys. That's what matters. You're putting in that time. You're putting in that work, baby. Let's frickin' go. All right. I don't know how long of a stream this is going to be. Don't forget, tonight, guys, we have our show, Blockchain Buzz, at 6 p.m. Central. We got special guests here again tonight. Completely different YouTubers from last week's. It's going to be a good show, guys. It's going to be a good show. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are here again, 6 p.m. Central. Blockchain Buzz. Don't miss it. Let's get this stream started. What do we got? Strawberry Dragon dropping the very first super sticker of the stream. Thank you, Strawberry. I appreciate you. Then that's the only one. So let's get into the chat a little bit. Clearly, people are feeling bearish. So here's the thing, guys, real quick. I've noticed another influx in people, whether it's in the chats, in the comment sections and stuff, over on X, whatever it is, who, again, guys, you have to understand something here. Have you guys, let me know in the chat, have you ever seen the show Squid Games? Have you seen season 2, right? That's what's going on right now. Now, if you're one of the people who watched season 2 of Squid Games, and you sat there and you watched this small group of people who it was their first time playing the Squid Games, they didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but they kept insisting on not listening to the guy who had been there and been through it before. They kept insisting that they knew better than him, and they all ended up being unalived, not making it through the show, and failing, right? Why did that happen? Because they didn't know what they were talking about. They were running off of emotion and some sort of false sense of superiority, and they ended up getting and losing, right? They didn't think it was a good idea to listen to the guy who survived season 1 of Squid Games and had already been through the games. They thought they knew better than the guy who got through season 1, right? So, and if you're one of those people who watched it, you probably sat there the whole time looking at that small group of people who didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but had a false sense of security that they did know what they were talking about. And you sat there looking at them going, why are these people so stupid? Like, why don't they just listen to the guy who was there before they would survive the show, right? If you were sitting there thinking that, yet you're listening to that moron in the chat who's telling you we're going into a bear market, that the bull run is over, and all this kind of stuff, but that he has never been through a bull run before, you're one of those people who was following the idiots on the Squid Game Season 2 show who ended up not surviving because they thought they knew better, right? Stop being that group of people from Squid Game Season 2 and start paying attention to the guy who's been there before. Really, guys, I literally feel like I'm watching Squid Game Season 2 play out in the chats and over on X and all that stuff in real time. It's absurd. We did a poll yesterday, and over 87% of the people who participated in the poll said that it was their first bull run ever, their first cycle ever. The majority of people who are in crypto right now, the vast majority, have never been through a bull run before. But those are the people who are the loudest saying they know what's going to happen. It's truly mind-boggling, right? So, we got more super chats you can do. Jared says, even on days it's hard, that's what she said, I still put on a smile and remind myself why I started my crypto journey in the first place. Long time mindset. Exactly. Braveheart, freedom. Zebek is uncensorable money. Let's go. Absolutely. Benjamin, what's up, buddy? Rob, I'm an egomaniac with the inferiority complex. I'm good here. Praise Jesus. Absolutely. All praise to Jesus. He is king. He is the alpha and omega. Let's get into it, guys. All right, so as you can see, Bitcoin rejected this morning or last night off 112,000. We did, however, close above 110,580, which very, very bullish, right? However, I made a video this morning breaking down what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin moving forward, guys. I do think that we're going to see that pull down to this area again. Maybe call it a triple bottom, whatever you want to call it, right? To come back down inside of here. Now, the reason for that, okay, I'm going to show you again. I made a video. Some of you watched the video, some of you didn't. But I'm going to show you again. I showed everyone yesterday. And the reason I'm going to keep showing it is because people need to get this pounded into their heads before it happens so that they're not emotionally charged when it does happen, okay? So pay close attention. What I think is going to happen here is, as you can see, we have the 50-day moving average on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, right? Now, every single time we hit it, we move up sharply, right? So what did we do? We hit it here. We moved up, what? 206%. That was in 2023. Then we came back down. We hit it here. We moved up to the peak. Another 108%, okay? That was in 2024. Okay, now here we are again. We hit it. This was the last time. Then we moved up almost 70%, right? And here we are once again getting ready to hit the 50-day. Now, when we hit that 50-day, let's say we go up another 70%. Let's just say that from the 50-day, okay? That would land us around 70%, would get us around $175,000. I think our next move is probably going to be closer to about 150, personally. I don't think it's going to go quite as high as 175, but in saying that, guys, so as you can see, every time we hit the 50-day, we bounce off, we go violently to the upside. Now, what would cause me to flip bearish and think we're going into a bear market? Well, I'll tell you. Again, I've told you guys a few times, as you can see here, whenever we drop below, as we did right here, that was January, December of 2021, 2022, right? That was the beginnings of a bear market. As you can see, we were below the 50-day moving average, right in that window, right? For about a year and a half, roughly, right? And then we started to come out of it, and we started to work our way up into a parabolic run, okay? So that's the bear market. We saw the bull market double top right here, right? And then what happened? We came down to a bear market. We dropped below the 50-day moving average, and we stayed there for about a year and a half till we started to climb our way back out. So that showed us that we were in a bear market, okay? Then we go over to the previous cycle. That was the last cycle. Let's go to the 2017 cycle. Let's zoom in on it. What happened? Well, the same thing happened, right? What did we see? We dropped below the 50-day right here in June of 2018, which caused us to drop into a bear market for about a year, right? Until April, May of 2019. And then you'll say, well, what about this, Rob? Well, that was the COVID drop, right? So it was artificial and it V-shaped recovered right back up again, right? But anything outside of this COVID drop right here, right? Where we saw that flash crash and then V-shaped recovery back above, you notice how it immediately shot right back above the 50-day moving average, like within a month and a half, 2 months, right? So what I'm saying to you guys is the bear market doesn't start until after we drop below the 50-day moving average. It happens every cycle, right? Happened in after the 2017 run. As I showed you guys, it happened after the 2021 run, right here, right? So here we are, bouncing off it. So the only thing that's one of the primary things that's going to get me to think, that's going to get me to flip bearish and say, okay, we're probably heading down into a bear market, is if we dropped below this 50-day moving average and started consistently closing weekly candles below there, because this is the weekly time frame, not the daily, okay? So if we drop below there, we start, because we can wick below it, as you can see here, minor wicks, no problem, right? It's when we start closing weekly candles below the 50-day moving average, that is when we will be heading, for me, into a bear market, okay? So anything before that is BS. It's just, in my opinion, it's just people that are emotionally charged saying things that they won't even remember saying 2 days later, right? So what I think is going to happen here is I think that Bitcoin's going to drop back down to the 50-day, which right now is at 102,400. However, it will move up next week after the weekly close tomorrow, right? It'll move up probably closer to 104,000, right? And that's what I think is going to happen. I think Bitcoin's going to drop down, bounce off the 50-day again, and then have a monster move to the upside off of the 50-day. And all of the people who are saying right now that, oh, we're going in a bear market and they're toxic and they're attacking people and they're crying and complaining, all of those people will get even louder when we drop down and we touch the 50-day, right? Because that'll be like 104,000. So they'll get even louder, right? And then what will happen is we'll bounce off the 50-day and we'll move violently to the upside. And those same people who were so loud telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about and telling everybody else that they don't know what they're talking about will suddenly get very, very bullish, euphoric, and they will then be the loudest people on the other side saying they told us all along that we were going into a bull run and they always had faith. They never lost their conviction, all that garbage, right? So those people what will happen is right down here, those people in this area are going to sell. They're going to sell the bottoms, right? And then we're going to bounce and we're going to go parabolic. And then they're going to start buying up here our exit. They're going to be our exit liquidity, right? And then the price is going to drop where they buy. It's going to drop into a bear market below the 50-day, right? And then they'll go around telling people that crypto was a scam and that they got hustled out of their money. And it's really, at the end of the day, has nothing to do with crypto being a scam or anything like that. It's the fact that they as an individual, you as an individual, were unwilling to learn how the market works. You got emotional, you got frustrated, you sold the lows, you bought the highs, it dumped, crypto's a scam. Doesn't work that way, right? If you paid attention and controlled your emotions here, you would buy. Up here, you would, again, control your emotions so you don't end up being a bag holder. You would sell, and then it would drop, and then you'd be telling everybody crypto's the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? If you knew how to do things properly. But again, your emotions are telling you that you know better than everybody else, right? So that's how I see things playing out. That's how I think a lot of people are going to get wrecked who are emotional, and they'll never admit that they just played the market wrong. They allowed their emotions to control them. They'll just tell everyone crypto's a scam, right? So that's how I see it playing out, guys. Ramona, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you, Ramona. Shout out to Ramona, our very own crypto mom in the house. All right, so my ranting and raving is over. Let's get into the chat and see what's going on. I hit Gary. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. I'm sitting on my hands, just riding out the storm. There you go, brother. And here's the other thing. I literally just told everybody over the last 2 days that I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to come down and test this moving average, right? The 50-day. We're going to come down to around 104 is what I'm thinking. 103, 104. I've warned everybody about it twice. If and when it happens, for some reason, people will be panicking and complaining, even though I told you it was coming. The smart investor, when they hear that, what they do is they start to dollar cost average into stable coins so that they have a nice supply of fresh powder to DCA and buy that monster dip. That's what a smart person does, right? Dumb money just ignores what I'm saying and then complains when we come down here, right? So which one are you? That's what you have to answer. Which one are you? Gary says, I really think since earlier in the month this has been a giant shakeout. Yes, I agree. Babes, my dude, good afternoon over on both channels. My guy, Danny, what's happening, man? Spuds, what's up, buddy? Rob, do us a solid and pump the markets already. Yeah, no kidding. Quinn, what's up, buddy? When used Honda Civic. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Ludicrous, it's Saturday. Oh, yeah, say. Danny's in the house. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe. We got 181 people here. We have 55 likes. Let's get those likes up to 100, guys. Scrolling down, what do we have? Jared, the in-laws are coming to the house today. Not sure if I should hide in the closet till they're gone. Well, the best idea, honestly, would probably be just to throw yourself down a set of stairs and go to a merge. Spend the time at a merge. It's probably more entertaining. Just kidding. Do not throw yourself down a set of stairs. Paul, what's up, buddy? Samurai Style, what's up, man? Dave, what's up, man? Good stuff earlier, man. Let's go, baby. There you go. We got Mad Adam in the house. Benjamin, what's up, man? Put a short on XRP. Let's see what it does. Nice. Good day, Crypto Future fam. Brandon's in the house. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Braveheart says, Mario, are you here? I was hoping you could comment so I could hear him say, it's me, Mario. Oh, my God. We are watching season 2. Jack Sparrow, what's up, man? Do you think if we keep closing multiple daily candles above resistance, we will still come down? I think that we will. Over the next 2 weeks or so, I think we're going to come down and test this 50-day moving average. Yes, I think that that's inevitable. We're going to test. We came close right here. That might be enough. We came close. But I think it's still possible we retest it. We bounce off of it like we did down here, right? Where are we? Proverbs 23:9. Don't waste your breath on fools, for they will despise the wisest advice. You're absolutely right, Big John. You're absolutely right. Jake the Snake says, I've been buying on the blockchain all the live long day. Stuck in the middle with you. The older I get, those hard days are fewer and far between. Yeah, that's what she said. You see us pumping into the FOMC, then, yeah, we could. We'll probably see a little bit of a run-up, a little bit of a fake-out run-up going into the FOMC, pricing in a rate cut, and then a correction, right? Rob, would you mind playing the grand piano as you explained? Yes. Jack says, never mind. Sorry, I didn't watch the morning video. You just answered my question. There you go. I am Jasmine. We're all Jasmine. Looking spiffy, brother. Always grateful for you, man. Thank you so much. Braveheart says, hit the like because I almost forgot. Don't be that guy. Yes, don't be that guy. Hit the like button, guys. 187 people here. 59 likes, guys. We need 41. Let's go. We got this. Robert says, bro, make a move for FET. We're monitoring FET. We're actually going to cover some of FET in this live stream, so stick around for that. Square Reynolds, I need to sell some soon regardless of the price. Really need the orange man to stop making it dip. Yes, I agree, man. They lack emotional intelligence. Exactly, Big John. I noticed a few of those naysayers in our Patreon. Why I don't engage that much. Yeah, and here's the thing. I did warn everybody that like a few months ago that even in the Patreon community, there is going to be people in every chat who are going to tell you what you should be doing, even though they have no more experience in the market than you do, right? You have to remember that. You have to ignore those people because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, right? Braveheart says, Ramona, the crypto mom, dropping that. There you go. Dave, you can lead a horse to water, but sometimes it's a jackass. Most of us listen, brother. Exactly. Over the top, what's going on, man? Oh, I hit Gary gifting out 5 Crypto Future memberships. Thank you so much, my friend, for your generosity. I appreciate you, man. Carlito says, I think Swift will reach crazy prices this cycle. It didn't move much last cycle. Yeah, but things have changed for the company since last cycle, right? There's a lot more. One of the big factors is their Bridgers swap, which is now going to be legally able to operate without fear of being sued by Gary Gensler inside the United States. So I think that Swift, their Bridgers, is next generation technology in regards to swaps and DeFi exchanges. So I'm very excited about their tech for sure. They also ended up launching a lending protocol as well. So they got deeper into the decentralized finance narrative as well. So Jared says, I got 3 flights of stairs in my house too. Nice. Now serving knuckle sandwiches, just use promo code bear market for yours. Nice. Adam, you think there needs to be a catalyst for a drop down? No, I don't. I don't think there has to be a catalyst. No, not necessarily. There could just be a sell off because of the after the rate cut, right? People taking profits. Because listen, to drop down to the 50-day moving average, it's not a huge move, guys. It's not huge, right? We're not talking massive. It's only a 5.5% move for Bitcoin. That's it, right? So. But if it happens fast enough, people will feel like it's a flash crash and they'll panic. Only at McFreedoms. Blessings, John. Super fantastic. Smash the like button. Blessings, John 316. What's up, buddy? Absolutely. What do you think about Chain Opera? I have a deep dive video coming out about that. Yesterday I did Plume. Was it yesterday I did Plume? Or the day before? It was yesterday I covered Plume. But it is on my list of deep dive videos to come out. So keep an eye out for it. Very, very comprehensive deep dive videos I've been doing. Milk Money says, double the likes for double the gains. XDB to $1. That would be amazing. Johnny, my guy, where have you been? Ladies and gentlemen, Shining Wheezing, Johnny himself, the OG member on the channel all those years ago, the very first Crypto Future member. My guy, my dude, my brother from another mother. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you, Johnny. Good to see you, man. Okay, we're caught up in the chat. Let's get into the news just a little bit here. There's not too much. Like I said, probably not going to be the longest of streams because we do have our show tonight, Blockchain Buzz, with special guest YouTubers. So you're going to want to be there for that. Kato, what's up, man? New to the channel. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome to the community. It's great to have you, brother. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get into some of the news. We'll start off with the FET news because it was asked about in the chat. So let's dive into that. Rug pull or misunderstanding. FET community in an uproar over Ocean Protocol transfers. Now, this is the 3rd day in a row we've been covering this story. Ocean Protocol suddenly withdrew from the ASI Alliance has sparked accusations of a major token rug pull. In fact, independent on-chain analytics from Bubble Maps indicates that the project transferred approximately 270 million FET tokens, which is worth an estimated $120 million to Binance and an OTC provider without notifying either the Alliance or FET holders. As ASI Alliance formed in March of 2024, united Ocean Protocol, Fetch AI, and SingularityNet under a single token, FET, the Ocean Protocol's Ocean tokens convertible at a fixed rate to FET. Despite the merger, Ocean Protocol retained a substantial portion of the Ocean within team-controlled wallets, allegedly set aside for community incentives and data farming. According to Bubble Maps, on July 1st, 2024, one such Ocean Protocol wallet converted 661 million Ocean into 286 million FET tokens. That subsequently sent 90 million FET to OTC provider GSR markets. By August 31st, the remaining 196 million FET were distributed across 30 new addresses, and by October 14th, nearly all of these funds had been transferred to Binance or other OTC providers, which was estimated to be around 270 million FET tokens, or $160 million to Binance, and 109 million to GSR markets. The transfer coincided with Ocean Protocol's October 9th exit from the ASI Alliance, which occurred without public explanation or disclosures regarding a redistribution of community tokens. In response, the FET team took to X to publicly accuse Ocean Protocol of selling off tokens intended for community rewards. While the protocol CEO dismissed the claims that as unfounded and baseless rumors, promised a formal response soon. On-chain activity confirms only the token conversions and transfers, which have left open questions about whether liquidations occurred and why such a significant portion of community allocated funds were moved without coordination. Amid these developments, FetchAI CEO and the broader FET community are demanding transparency from Ocean Protocol regarding the handling of these assets, specifically questioning the timing of the token's conversions before the exit, the control structure of the Ocean DAO Safe Wallet and Ocean Expedition, and the ultimate disposition of the transferred tokens. This was supposed to be a multi-sig wallet, guys, which requires multiple signatures to do any kind of movements with buys, sells, transfers, or anything in between. In an official statement, Sheik said, the CEO of FET, quote, "The ASI Alliance was founded on principles of collaboration, transparency, and shared accountability. While the situation with Ocean Protocol continues to evolve, our focus remains on protecting FET holders and upholding the integrity of the ecosystem. Challenges like this test the strength of our alliance, but they also reinforce why these principles matter. We are committed to ensuring the transparency prevails, that the community's trust is respected, and that the foundations we've built for a decentralized collaborative future remain intact. Our expectation is clear. Ocean must provide answers, and the ecosystem must learn from this moment to emerge stronger and more resilient. In line with these concerns, FetchAI is open to class action claims to help affected FET holders to seek compensation. This move could potentially lead to multi-jurisdictional lawsuits. So here's the thing, guys. When this happened, FET's tokens price fell from about 260 something cents to about 22 cents, right? So holders of this token were obviously decimated in their portfolios. So they obviously have every right to be upset. Johnny says, "I'm always lurking around the channel, man. You the best, and your community as well. Love you, brother." Brandon says, "Zebek Army, holla if you hear me." Isaac, what's going on? Lick of Tongues in the house. What's up, Rob? I'm holding strong. It would be lovely to see some conservative price targets before the end of the year. Yes, I agree, brother. I agree. We hold, we wait. We are strong and committed, man. We got a video to get through here. CNBC just announced that JP Morgan to allow Bitcoin and Ethereum as collateral.
But now JP Morgan is allowing clients to pledge Bitcoin and Ether as collateral for loans. Leslie Picker is joining us now with details. Hi, Leslie.
Hey, Morgan. Yeah, and chatting with sources familiar with the matter, I'm told it's still early days. And for now, the concept is limited to the firm's trading business. JP Morgan's trading business has, for a few months now, accepted IBIT, the ETF, as a form of collateral, which it sees as less volatile as the underlying currency. However, I'm told that certain hedge fund managers and asset managers are demanding more of these types of crypto services. Although, again, I'm told that offering Bitcoin and Ether as collateral for trading is not imminent at the firm. While many remember, as you mentioned, Morgan, Jamie Dimon's comments about Bitcoin being, say, a pet rock, he has moderated his tone recently. Here's what he said when I asked him a few months ago about the firm's increasing overlap in crypto, including a Coinbase partnership and the stablecoin-like token JPMD.
If the customers want to use it and how they use it and it's used properly, we'll be doing it. It's what the customer wants. It's not what JP Morgan personally wants.
JP Morgan declined to comment, but this is a space to watch because although it's early days and so far isolated to the trading division, it could ultimately expand to other areas of the business, whether it's corporate or asset management or even consumer. But again, early days still here, but still quite interesting, guys.
It's early days at JP Morgan, but I wonder when you have, the world's biggest bank now wading into this, what it's going to mean for the other financial services and banks that are already in this arena, as well as some of the crypto banks.
Yeah, I think usually the way it works is if a client gets a certain service from one bank, they ask if it's available at the other counterparties it's also doing businesses, other prime brokerage divisions and so forth. And so this is definitely something where JP Morgan has heard from, as I mentioned, the hedge fund managers and asset managers as a service that they want. And the firm has kind of been of the mindset recently that if regulations allow for it, they will explore it and figure out what they need to do to make it happen. The bigger question comes from kind of a risk management standpoint, which is that Bitcoin and Ether are more volatile than typical types of collateral. So you have to take a certain size haircut in order to make that feasible from a risk management standpoint. And that's kind of where the exploration happens right now, to see exactly how much more they need to hold in collateral in order for that collateral to be made up of, more volatile securities.
Interesting. We think crypto's a scam, but give us your crypto as collateral. Interesting, right? You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make this stuff up. Will FET go back up? Soldier, I think that FET will survive, yes. I think that they're still partnered with SingularityNet. So I feel like maybe their real success is probably going to come if they survive the bear market, if they continue to develop. Probably the next cycle they could make a big resurgence. That's not saying that they won't do well this time around, but I do think that whenever you have devs and teams filing lawsuits against each other and stuff like that, usually you have to wait for the smoke to settle for that kind of thing to work itself out. I think the tokens will survive. I think the project will survive. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ocean Protocol leave though and not be there anymore. That might actually, Ocean might go under. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think that FET and SingularityNet as a unit will probably survive. But I think it'll take another cycle for them to really start to gain traction again, personally. Fax, what's up, buddy? I told the chat I'll stop trolling them and actually be positive and help people because 6 years in the show. Yeah, I see you. I see you trolling people sometimes in the chat. I'm like, what is he doing? Yeah, guys, Fax has been with me. Another one of the OGs in the space. He's been with me for years now. So absolutely, he likes to troll, but his heart's in the right place. Fax, Rob, you're the man. I don't always comment in here, but I watch majority of the lives. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm just laughing at people who think that Caspa's done, man. Caspa's another one that's going to shock the hell out of people. It's going to be funny when they start FOMOing in when it starts going crazy. CZ, potential return to Binance and market reactions. What do we got? CZ, former Binance CEO, received a surprise pardon from President Trump after a money laundering conviction fueling speculation of his leadership return by December of 2025. Market impacts were swift, with cryptocurrency prices rising amid reduced regulatory uncertainty and speculation about CZ's possible comeback to Binance leadership. CZ, founder of Binance, has been pardoned by President Trump, like we talked about. CZ supporters allegedly lobbied for the pardon. Trump mentioned he was unaware of CZ personally, but acted on supporters' advice. Maxine Waters criticized the move as reflective of corruption and loyalty to dubious individuals. Kind of like Biden's son. Didn't he get a pardon? Interesting. Following the pardon, Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP experienced gains, reflecting market optimism. Investors view CZ's possible return as easing regulatory uncertainty, market sentiment towards Binance ecosystem tokens. I don't think it makes much of a difference whether it's CZ running Binance or whatever the hell the other guy's name was that was running it in his absence, because nothing has changed. The corruption in Binance didn't change. The market manipulation from Binance didn't change. So what's the difference, right? Prior legal actions against Binance highlight intense government scrutiny, especially given alleged fund transfers into Trump's crypto venture. Congressional focus on cryptocurrency regulations remains, alongside Binance's connections to political figures, as described in the House Democrats' announcement regarding a new financial services oversight initiative. Historical trends show few leaders returning post-legal issues in crypto. Contrasting CZ's possible return, Sam Bankman-Fried and Do Kwon did not resume roles after legal troubles. Aren't they both in jail? Do Kwon and Sam Bankman-Fried? Yes, absolutely. buying Casper at 5 cents is a blessing. 100%, man. 100%. Opinion on Quibic. I don't know enough about Quibic, but I don't like that they do so much. There's so much marketing around it. Like, if you were to go to like CoinMarketCap articles and stuff, it's just like constant. Like, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I don't even know much about it because it's been shoved down my throat so much, right? Gold and dollar index show diverging momentum as Fed rate cut bets strengthen. Global markets are sending mixed signals this week as gold cools from its recent highs, while the US dollar regains strength ahead of the renewed Federal Reserve speculation. According to 10x Research, both assets remain in technically complex positions, with short-term divergences suggesting that traders are repositioning for the next macro move. Gold fell below the 7-day moving average, turning short-term sentiment bearish, though it remains above the 30-day moving average, maintaining a long-term bullish structure. The metal slipped 1.2% over the past week as investors locked in profits after an aggressive return driven by geopolitical tensions and safe haven demand. 10x Research noted that despite this pullback, gold's longer-term momentum remains positive as traders continue to hedge against inflation uncertainty and equity market volatility. However, near-term profit-taking and slowing physical demand are creating resistance just below $4,200. Gold miner Newmont Corporation added to this sector's turbulence. Its earnings bet estimates with 20% higher EPS, yet the stock dropped due to production guidance concerns and rising operational costs, signaling potential supply-side pressure in the gold industry. In contrast, the US dollar, or the DXY, is showing renewed strength. It remains above both the 7-day and 30-day moving averages, a technically bullish configuration. With a weekly gain of 0.1%, the move comes as September CPI data rose less than expected, reinforcing expectations that the Federal Reserve could move towards a rate cut in the coming months. I think there's like a 77% chance of 3 rate cuts before the end of this year, the first of which is happening in about 4 days. According to 10x Research, government shutdown delays in key data release have temporarily capped upside potential for the greenback, but improving consumer sentiment, which climbed to a 5-month high, continues to support the dollar. Meanwhile, stronger than expected Eurozone business activity and Tokyo's core inflation dip have erased intervention fears around the yen, giving the USD JPY pair room to recover. The diverging path of gold and the dollar underscores a broader market transition phase. While gold consolidates after months of rallying, the dollar is quietly stabilizing, setting the stage for a sharp macro reaction. Once the Fed clarifies the next policy move, with traders now pricing in the first Fed rate cut for early 2026, analysts expect volatility to increase across both assets. And let me just check this out here real quick, actually. I want to see what are the current odds of a rate cut in November and December. What are the current odds of 2 or 3 more rate cuts in 2025? Let's see. Let's see what the odds are right now of 2 to 3 more rate cuts this year. Last time I looked, it was like 77%, but that was like a week ago, so it could have changed. So as of today, the CME FedWatch tool implies an 88% odds of exactly 3 more rate cuts of 25 basis points before this year ends, and a 99% chance of 2 rate cuts before the end of the year. So yeah, we're looking at 2 to 3 more rate cuts most likely before this year ends, guys. 1 every month of 25 basis points. That's going to be huge going into 2026, with rate cuts dropping over the course of 4 months an entire point. 1%, right? That's huge. 100 basis points in 4 months starting off Q1 of 2026. That's going to be big, in my opinion. Telly, what's up, man? Sui AI pumping. Can we get back to all-time highs? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Ramona just stopped driving so I can comment. Please hit the like and subscribe to both channels. Absolutely. What do we have? 221 people watching. We have 80 likes, guys. We need 20 likes. Come on. Let's get it up to 100 likes. We got this. Jack Sparrow says, what do I do of Quai Network, ZBIC's new partner? Jack, I literally did covered a Spaces video that they did with Quai Network yesterday. Go watch that video. It's about half an hour long. So go watch that and check out the breakdown, brother. Okay, so like I said, an 88% chance of 3 rate cuts this year, a 99% chance of at least 2 25 basis point rate cuts this year. Very, very bullish, my friends. Very bullish indeed. All right, let's go. You know what? Let's go look at the gold chart, actually. All right, so we're on Bitcoin. Let's go look at gold and silver right now. I just want to see what they're doing. What they're doing. Look at that. Yeah, look at that red. Look at the red on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, see? We're coming down. We're coming down. We could see a dead cat bounce and a double top on gold. But, yeah, so far. Funny thing is, go back, guys, because right around here, go back on my YouTube channel. Check out my videos from October 17th. I told you guys that gold was topping. I told you guys that, right? Some people believed me. Some people told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Silver is holding support so far. But will it hold? Will support hold? Silver's been bouncing off $47.94. Wick down below it once, but yeah. So silver's holding strong. I think silver has more upside than gold does for the rest of this year and the foreseeable future. There's just more demand and utility with robotics pumping. They use it for their chips and just everything. It's more of a utility-based demand for silver moving forward than there is for gold. So I think silver is not done, but I think gold probably in the short term could be. Isaac, Rob, How long do you think the recovery will be once it hits the 50-week moving average? I mean, it moved up rather violently right afterwards, right? I'm back on the daily. Let me get back to the weekly here. So it usually moves up pretty violently right after, like immediately, right? I mean, if you look at this, we hit it here. It ended up pumping and topping in about 20 days. It ended up hitting that local top. And it took about 20 days there. Here took a little bit longer. It took about 27 days. So about a month, give or take. It climbs for the whole month, right? So if it bounces off the 50-day before this month ends, then you'll probably see it run straight up all the way through November, just like it did here and here through November and December, right? Oh, house, I see still, yep. Utility 100%, absolutely, man. Silver's got way more upside. I agree. All right, guys, I got some coaching calls I got to do. Make sure you are here at 6 p.m. for our show, Blockchain Buzz, with random YouTubers from across the crypto space, getting their opinions on the latest and greatest of what's going on. I never reveal ahead of time who our special guests are, but it's always different YouTubers every weekend. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. Make sure you're here for that conversation. Also, use the QR code in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Join our VIP community. Join me and thousands of other members. I will be dropping another trading video over there this afternoon and so much more, guys. Also, in the chat, in the description, you can find our newsletter, which is free, guys, okay? Come over to our website here. Let me show you. I know you want to go, but let me show you, okay? Come over to our website. You have our newsletter right here. You can go check that out. You can see my latest insights for the past week. We talked about Avantis, Zebek, and Astir, and so much more, guys. Our courses, the link to our VIP Patreon community, and so much more. Also, you can track my trip to Japan to meet Hara at Jasmine Labs, the mini documentary series I am doing. And you can find the latest Blockchain Buzz episode, right? Also, the collabs that we do, but we post them over here days later from our VIP community Patreon live streams with Rule and Maximus Crypto. This was a juicy one, guys. So check it out, the website, and all of that stuff, guys. The link is in the description. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.